What's going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Pokemon Research Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at another deck for standard format post-rotation. It is a Centiskorch VMAX deck, and this is the deck list actually from Players' Cup Finals, 5th place. Marco Meta actually played this deck. It is a very interesting deck list for the post-rotation. Definitely, if you're looking for the Centiskorch VMAX deck, here we go. There's the skeleton for that deck. Basically when you are building the deck, you really want to go with consistency. Consistency is king of the jungle, in my opinion. You really want to have consistent deck, and we're going to speak about consistency in Pokemon trading card game. That's 4 of specific card, 4 of each specific cards. For example, 4 Pokegears 3.0, 4 Pokemon Communications, and so on and so on. What is so special about Centiskorch VMAX deck? It is 320 HP, of course. It has less HP than Eternatus, but it has some other cards that can bump that HP as well. It features 2 big charms that can add 30 extra HP to Centiskorch VMAX, and it also features those heat fire energies that can also provide extra 20 HP as well, which basically means that with 1 heat fire energy and with big charm you're gonna get 50 more HP, or in translation 370, which is really hard for many decks, and it's nearly impossible for Centiskorch to beat 1-hit knock it out. Okay, not even from Inteleon VMAX, for example, which is pretty cool. Playing against ADP, you can always radiant hit and control the board with radiant hit and control your opponent's energy and board statement. Against Eternatus, you can do the same, but if your opponent plays smart enough, he'll probably just attach energies on the bench of Pokemon. You can still try to drag them up with the boss's orders, but it's going to be 50-50 anyways. Inteleon obviously going to be stronger than you due to the weakness, but still you can win that matchup if you have a little bit of luck as well. What we also have in the meta is going to be Zacian, Lucario, and Melmetal deck. It again depends on that deck list. It also depends how fast they can set up and how good we can draw, in my opinion. And there's not too many other decks that's being played. Maybe the CGI and Obstagoon, but in my opinion this deck is much better than the CGI and Obstagoon. And what also we have is that new Spiritomb that can maybe crush this deck. Potentially it can. In my opinion, that new version of Spiritomb with Spiketown is going to be really good against this build. But overall, this is the deck list that I'm gonna use in today's video. So this deck plays, of course, 1 of each Crobat, Eldegoss, and Dedenne for 3 different abilities. It also features 4 copies of Centiskorch and 3 copies of Centiskorch VMAX, with 1 copy of Heatran GX with the Burning Road and Hot Burn GX, really powerful GX attack that can simply finish the game. 1 Victini for that Spreading Flames. 2 non-GX or V Pokemons, Volcanion for Flare Star, also for a high heat blast, and good to deal against the CGIs. And that's it for the Pokemon lineup. 14 Pokemon Select training cards and 13 energies. Speak about Pokemon Search, 4 Quick Ball, and 4 copy of Pokemon Communication, as well as 4 Pokemon Pokegear 3.0. Additionally, 2 Fire Crystals, so some energies can be recycled back from the discard pile back into the hand. 2 copies of Recess Stamp, also 4 copies of Switch for max possible consistency, 2 copies of John Hart. I would probably consider playing 3 John Harts, in my opinion. Somehow I feel when I played this deck that the energies are problems. I really need them sometimes, and I simply cannot find them because Welder and special energies are not going together. You're forced to have those basic energies, and many times that's the problem. But it is how it is. 2 Boss's Orders, 2 Cynthia and Caitlyn's, 1 Mellow and Lana, and also 4 Welders with 2 big charms and 4 Heat Fire and 9 regular fire energy cards. So this is the deck list that I will test in today's video. If you already didn't, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. So let's see what Centiskorch VMAX can do. So see you in the game. Alright, so we're all waiting for that entertainment match with Centiskorch V. But I really need to admit that the meta right now is absolutely disastering. I don't like it at all, and it is how it is. So I see ADP on the other side, I see Zacian in the active spot. That's ADP with Aura Energy, alright, and Centiskorch for 3 with 1 Metal Energy. Alright, the top deck, another Centiskorch V, so at least my opponent won't be able to dunk me there. Let's go with first Welder play. Wow, 6 energies in deck, okay. Which means that 3 of them are prized. Reese is stamping him immediately down to 6. And radiating hit for 40 due to the weakness, and of course I'm going to discard energy from his activation. So I can be 100% positive that he won't be able to play some kind of a knockout here. Alright. Another energy, so I'm thinking about just going with control matchup there against my opponent. Basically just by controlling the energies on his active ADP. And that is what I'm actually going to do. So that's what I'm actually going to do in this matchup. Let's go with another Welder play, shall we? This is a Mazanta. Scares me because I cannot take advantage of my VMAX, but I'm gonna evolve my bench at 1. And I'm gonna radiant hit him for another 20 damage. And I can chip the energy from the active ADP. As long as I can discard energies, he won't be able to use that ultimate ray, and I'm gonna be in favorable position. Until I manage to find boss's orders so I can one-hit knock out that Zamazanta Wii, but it's not that I actually really need to do that. I really don't need to do that, so how many energies do I have in my discard pile? Only 1 of them. Let's go with 1 Welder on the bench. Volcania, another Radiant Heat for 20, obviously. And this time I'm gonna knock the Aura Energy again, which means that ADP won't be able to attack with Alternative Creation GX. Actually, he will be able to attack, but he already used that GX attack, so Ultimate Ray is the attack that he really needs to use. And at this moment, it's nearly impossible for my opponent to do that, so he definitely wants to bring that Zamazanta Wii with Assault Tackle for 160 damage. So there is a Guzma and Hala. I can definitely say that at this moment I'm definitely controlling the outcome of the game. Metal Goggles unfortunately doesn't prevent your metal Pokemons from having weakness. That's pretty bad. Intrepid Sword for 3. Acquired himself a energy. Alright, so what do we have here? First look Gear 3.0 for the boss's orders, which I cannot play, but I can definitely take advantage of my Fire Crystal. Welder my active Centiskorch. And just keep going with your radiating hit for 20. So I peeled off all of the energies and I helped him out to get that advantage with the Metal Saucer, Metal Goggles. I would really love to knock the ADP out, but I simply didn't want to take 10 damage counters back. Professor's Research. Alright, there we go. Can he find himself a Switch Energy Metal Saucer play for the knockout with Zacian Wii? Looks like he might be able to do that. There we go, and that's gonna be the knockout. Just at the time. So it is definitely my time to shine with the Centiskorch VMAX, but then he will block me down with Zamazenta. He did take triple price card there, you wouldn't believe me, but he actually did that. Fire Crystal. It's a perfect time to stamp him down to 3, no question about that. And I really need to put my Eldegoss on the bench in order to get that welder from a discard pile. Really going all in there. Gonna put that Centiskorch on the bench. And GMAX Inferno for 370 and for the knockout. Alright. I can still lose this game, but as long as I can control the board and energy attachment, I'm gonna be fine. I see 2 metal saucers in his discard pile, which means that he still have 2 of them available, but he managed to find himself Cynthia and Caitlyn. Great catcher discarded. He definitely needs energy to attack this turn. I have Boss's Orders, which is basically a win outcome for me. I can boss order his Zacian on the bench, knock him out, and there's no chance that he can basically knock the Eldegoss with just a single Zamazenta. It's impossible. It's definitely not possible. So I think I actually managed to win this game as long as my opponent cannot Marty or stamp me. So he cannot Marty me for sure, but he can potentially still play Reset Stamp and stamp me down to 3 cards, actually 4. That would be perfect for him. So he decided to switch to have more chance to pull the energy with that Crobat. Okay, there we go. So he's hitting me for 160 damage. And I'm gonna definitely need to find either way a Big Charm or Special Energy or Mellow Banana if I really want to survive somehow. So I managed to get that Big Charm in play. Pokemon Communication, I can go for, and then I play instead, oh no, I'm gonna go for the Crobat. Okay, so first things first. Lucky Gear 3.0 into the Boss's Orders. Oh, why did I take that Boss's Orders in my hand? I have no clue. Okay, I'm gonna take anything into my hand. Energy attachment, and right now I have 350, so he cannot knock me out next turn, that's for sure. Quick Ball for nothing once again. Giant Heart for that fire energy, which might be very costly. And 1 Crobat we play. Let's see what we're gonna get. And I also have this Heatran GX. But my biggest concern is his Zacian on the bench. Okay, as long as you don't have Tool Scraper, game is over. Maybe I could just decide to go for a Heatran GX knockout, and then I wouldn't need... Yeah, but I would lose all of the energy cards then, and that might not be a good solution, because Steaming Stomp would be... Actually, it would be... Yeah, it would be enough for the knockout anyways. Boss's Orders, but I have Switch in my hand, so I don't need to worry too much. And well played! Well played, so we definitely... I can clearly say that I managed to outplay my opponent there. Ooh, but I discarded second boss from my hand. I discarded second boss from my hand, but I still have Heatran GX, so everything looking good. Everything looking good because I can attack him with my Hot Burn GX for 670 damage and win. For a moment I was like, oh my goodness, no, I discarded my boss's orders, I cannot knock the Zamazenta out with my Centiskorch VMAX, but the good thing is that I only played 2 boss's orders, so there's no chance that I could just catch something from his bench, but that Heatran actually saves the day there, and that's the GG. That's the GG, and that is a power of Centiskorch VMAX. Alright, so what do we have here? Krobotui as the starting Pokemon. Alright, I really want to have some... okay, I don't know, Metal deck. I really want to have some hard matchups just to see a full potential of this deck. Really want to see it in disadvantage to see if it can come back into advantage. Oof. What a messy opening hand. Literally, I cannot do anything with it. I'm gonna go with 1 energy attachment. And I'm gonna pass the turn for now. Pokemon is all I really need. Pokemon is all I really need. As long as I can find Pokemon, I can discard energy from my opponent ADP in the active position. And I can repeat the things from the game number 1. Will that be the case? We shall see. There is a Zacian Wii that just hits the ground, Air Balloon for him, and additionally, if my opponent misses, there's the Marty. If he misses turn 1 to play his GX attack, I think that might be a GG for him. But that Marty was really good. It was really good. I didn't want to put my stadium in play. Oh, okay. Whew. There's a quick ball. So there's only 1 card that I really need, and that's a Centiskorch Wii. Literally only 1 card that I need, and it is a Centiskorch Wii. So I can reshoot my Crobat. I can Fire Crystal and play that Welder as well. I can draw 3 extra cards, and all suddenly I'm in a very good position. I can take basically a Dene and draw cards, draw a fresh hand with 6 new cards, and potentially set up even more. Alright, so we have a Big Charm and Radiating Hit, so I can hit for 20, discard energy from my Centiskorch as well from my opponent ADP. It is a turn 2 for my opponent, and still he don't have energies, and the biggest problem for him is the fact that he have that water energy discarded in his discard pile, and as long as I can control, like in the game number 1, energies on the field, I don't need to worry too much about losing this game. Alright, 1 Welder, maybe even Eldegoss wouldn't be that bad here, because I could just simply pick the Welder and go for a double energy attachment. The good thing is that as long as I have Big Charm attached to my Centiskorch Wii, my opponent, Zacian Brave Blade, cannot knock me out. So there is a Metal Energy attachment for Zamazenta. Of course, we are not gonna evolve more than 1 Centiskorch VMAX anyways, but we don't even need more Centiskorch VMAX. We can just win the game with the Burning Train anyways. Energy Switch, alright. On the bench at 1. Yeah, he definitely looks scared there. There is a switch into Zamazenta Wii for the Crobat, so he really wants to attack this turn potentially if he can, but I think he won't be able. Oh, maybe he will. Metal Energy in discard pile, Metal Saucer, another energy switch. Not in Traffic Smart. Which basically means that this Zamazenta is staying in the active position. And it is basically waiting. Okay, I misplayed there by attaching Heat Fire energy, not the basic energy. That's my horrible mistake. bad mistake from my side of the field this time. I don't know what was on my mind, but okay. Oh, he bosses order another Centiskorch V. What the heck? Why in the world would you do that? I mean, it really doesn't matter. The Dead 1 retreat, the Dead and Crumpet 1 retreat. Volcanion can potentially use flare starters, so yeah, he definitely wanted to try buying some time there. But there is a boss's order for me. And I will definitely goes with that boss's orders, okay? And will not allow my opponent to use his GX attack. That is a second water energy discarded, and I don't think he plays more than 2. So Metal Saucer, he can definitely get that Zacian fully ready. Even if he do that, again, I can try to just, you know, hit with my Centiskorch V, discard energy, and the biggest problem for my opponent would be still that he cannot play another Brave Blade turn after that without switch combo. So that also is bad for him. If he have switch, he will have knockout, that's for sure, but if he don't have switch, I can protect my Centiskorch V by adding this heat energy from my hand to him. So he can have 230 HP. No, I cannot, because it will still be 230. Okay, still in the range of the knockout. Also gonna miss. Oh, there is a big crushing hammer. All right, well played. That crushing hammer, honestly, I didn't expect that. Honestly, I didn't expect that crushing hammer. That is a good play. Zacian. All right. Zacian traded for Metal Energy. How many Metal Saucers? He played 2 Metal Saucers. 2 more. Okay, actually 3. So 1 more is remaining. 1 Metal Saucer remaining, but the good thing is that he don't have water energies. And yeah, without water energies, he cannot use his Alterate Creation GX and another Metal Saucer. So all 4 Metal Saucers has been used this time. No more Metal Saucer until the end of the game, which is really positive. ADP stacks in the front. I hope it cannot retreat. Entrap is Sword, so my opponent is ending his turn. I can hopefully top deck something. Nope, just a Fire Energy card. Okay, at least I will just try to protect one of my Centiskorch. So this one has 260 HP. And look at my opponent amount of cards. He only have 5 more cards remaining until the end of his, you know, deck. So literally he cannot do anything if he loses the resources. So we basically won without taking a single prize card there. So this is a energy switch which might goes to the active ADP. Is it possible that he have energy switch? Is it possible that he have 1 more water energy available? If he have, that is gonna be really interesting. No, he just energy switches, and there is a crushing hammer. I'm not sure what he is getting with those energy switches, because he's just losing the amount of the cards that he have in his hand. Intrepid Sport for 3, he's going down to 2, and it's clearly obvious right now that this game is almost over. I'm just gonna put that John Hart and attach Fire Energy on my bench at Centiskorch. And again, I misplayed because I didn't use my John Hart into the 2 more energies. There is a boss's orders for the bench at Centiskorch. We'll see played, which is not gonna be enough for the knockout, so he even misplayed there by using this Brave Blade. And I do have Reset Stamp, which means that I can simply win the game by stamping my opponent to 0 cards and say, well played, pass the turn, and he will lose simply because he doesn't have anyone left. He is dead. Wow, that's just impressive. This is clear magic. In my opinion, APization post-rotation won't be good as it was, in my opinion. Overall, Centiskorch VMAX is much better deck for me, if I would really need to pick between those two decks, I would definitely decide to go with the Centiskorch personally, but you know, you're not gonna have some good matchups against some other decks, like for example Inteleon VMAX. You will always have some disadvantage in some matchups, you know. Overall, in some matchups you're gonna be better, in some matchups you're gonna be worse. Speaking about some other matchups, maybe with Centiskorch VMAX you will have better matchups against Eternatus as well, but for example, against Inteleon, you're not gonna have. Speaking about, you know, speaking about this ADPization deck, you're probably gonna have better matchups against Inteleon, but worse maybe against Eternatus. But overall, it is a trading card game. It is a card game, and it is pretty much the luck and also a skill. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos, hit the thumbs up, sub to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos, and until the next time, have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.